What's up guys, Nephilim Seth here, and today I'll be firstly off summoning for Eydis' weapon to hoping to get it, but if not, it's not a train smash, and then going into doing my first try at the ranking event. So let's go. And doesn't look too hopeful, but we'll see as we go through it. I think we'll just skip through it. And no, nothing good. That's how it goes. So, first things first, I would show off my wind team that I have. So this is the wind team I have set up. I haven't looked at any guides yet or anyone else's videos of their playthrough, as I wanted to do this firstly blind, see how I feel as I go through it. So first things first, we want to optimize all of the accessories and gear. As you can see, I have farmed up a few rings along the way, so I'll start with that and make sure Eydis, being the best damage dealer, has the best weapon. So I think this is a good weapon for her. And as we go through, make sure they all have max limit armor, as those will boost their stats. And we can go through. So I don't think you need 3 breakers. I shall first try it with using only 2 breakers, as that way you can try and get as much charges to go through as possible, and with that get the most damage output. So from this list, I do not have, if we had to replace this usual with the charge one, so we'll have Asuna have her armor, and necklace. I haven't farmed up enough rings for the whole team, so some of them will have to use the event rings that we've, for the event accessories we've gotten over time. And lastly, these 2 and this usual, which I've only pulled recently, so I actually haven't played with him too much. And we want him to have max armor and an accessory. I think with this, because he's a charge, you don't tend to use his assault as much, so I think I'll give him this weapon and this usual. I didn't give him max armor as yet, just so that I could see who I hadn't used. So my whole team has max armor. I don't really have anyone. I could put Eydis title, but I think I'll just try this out for now and see how it goes. This is likely not going to be the most damage I'll be able to output, and I'm sure over the course I'll do more test runs and find better methods, but I just want to try it out and see how it goes as a first playthrough. So I have done all the quests leading up to it, but I actually did them all on auto, so I'm not even sure all the skills that this boss has. So that will make things a bit interesting, I think. Also important to note that you have to make sure the new character is your leader so that you get the extra bonus from her leader skill. If you have it in one of the other slots, you'll only get 1% boost instead of a 5. So I think with this, it may have actually been better to put the Xenon in the back, as she doesn't have as much life as some of the others. But we'll see how much healing we need as we go through. Okay, so first things first, we want to... So we start with a decent amount of Incarnate, so we'll debuff him. It's always good to debuff first, because you're just improving your damage for the rest of that set of turns. You can put you into enhanced mode. So with this, I'd actually want to try get Xenon to the front and use an enhanced skill, thus buffing all my characters as they're all physical, so they all get extra attack over this as well. And lastly, I want to use an RF unit, so in this case I'll put this Asuna in and do the Incarnate skill with her. The reason for this is so that I reach 3 recollection field as early as possible, which will boost the score to the rest of the team, as the rings that I have equipped are the ones that say increase attack when your recollection field for that type is 3 or more. Also, I really like the background effect and the field effect of this. So going through, I'll just get one more recollection field to continue boosting that. We'll use a break, an assault, and we can even use this here to boost our attack even more. And the other benefit of this would be the Xenon now adds another turn before the boss goes. So having extra turns is always useful. And as you can see, as they're going through, they're dealing more damage, much more than they would have been if I hadn't used any of the buffs. So that was pretty decent. Now what we want to do is we want to boost a... I think the first thing I shall do is use my link skill, and it would be beneficial to use Eydis first and the link skill due to it outputting more damage. So from here I will use a break followed by an assault. Actually, I can use a charge, and by using this charge I go above 100%, which will help me grow my attack, which will help me get my Incarnate faster for the next one. So let's have a look at how much this does. And that is huge. That is very, very huge. So now that we're done there, we're gonna make sure we break him. Just a small attack here. And then just in case it happens so that he does lower my Incarnate, I will use a charge out, so that it will set me up nicely to get another Incarnate going into the next one. So that's the normal attack team, just a little bit of damage. That is a huge reduction in Incarnate. So I'm thankful that I did so. And magic resistance. Okay, so first thing I need to do is to get my incarnate back to over 100. And the nice thing about this asana is that her charge skill lowers physical resistance, meaning all my attacks after this will do even more damage. And now I don't really need that Yu-Gi-Oh because he doesn't have too much to offer me. So I think I'll keep it on because I don't want to shuffle too much. However, I could debuff more. It's always nice to know if you do a skill with a short waiting time whether you will or won't go before his next turn. So like here, if I were to use this debuff, I don't get that extra turn as in I go afterwards. So I would rather skip that and just go into this. And with this, I shall heal so I don't die. And then just do as much damage as I can from here. Have a look at this really nice incarnate skill again. And that is quite a nice hit. Continue on. Okay, so what we want to see is if I use this, will she go first? Okay, see? So now if I use her short skill, because she's level 105, her Yao has an extra short wait time. So if I were to now want to use this to charge Yao someone, I can then go again before the boss actually goes, meaning I still have that extra turn to heal that I wanted. And that is pretty important. So with this Yu-Gi-Oh, even though he does have a magic resistance, I wanted to just apply that continuous damage onto him. And now I'll just steal a quick heal. Good heal, everyone's back to full. And let's see. So just some continuous damage there, nothing too much. Okay, so this will hit the same person he just hit. That'll be a bit heavy. And his last turn, okay, that was it. So now what do I need to do? So if I were to use this charger, I do not make it to reach 100. If I use a debuff skill, I do go again. That is very useful to know. I think what would work here is using this debuff skill, just make him a bit weaker. And I then want to put her in and use my second active skill. So again, I made sure that Eydis is first to get the extra damage of the last hit. So with this, because having a special link attack increases the incarnate, it will push me above 100. And this will be another decent hit. 200,000. That's all good. Okay, so now most of my party is running out of buffs. So I would like to put her in. And what I will do here is if I charge Yao there, I most likely will go again. So I will do this. Even though it's only a 2-person incarnate, I'm not actually looking to get a lot of damage from this. I am mainly using it to get those extra turns in before he goes, as well as being able to give more buffs out. So as you can see, I only had 2 people after my incarnate originally, but by using 2 short skills, short waiting times, I managed to get a whole set of attacks in. So even sometimes you need to use two people incarnates, it can still be beneficial to you. So from here we can see that we need to get to 100 before he goes again, and we also need to heal. So I'm not getting any more turns. So alternatively to healing, I can just remove everyone on low life. So I'll put this usual in to do a charge hit, and followed by a charge from her. And now we're going to use a little weight trick. It's not really a trick, it's just something that works occasionally. Make sure to put it into enhanced mode. Whereas if you push yourself, if you use weight a few times, it delays your turn, and it can occasionally mean that you get the extra turns that you would have now after he goes. If we can get that to occur, then it'll help with getting more turns in before I have to break in again. And the other thing is, doing this does drain your MP a lot, so you try to make sure that you don't run out of MP. So I put the other one on my bench just so that her MP doesn't run out by doing this. So as we can see, it didn't work out the way I was hoping for, as I didn't get the extra turns. I still only have the 4 turns after he goes. But I don't think it's too much of an issue. So he'll do a little bit of damage, he'll charge up again. And I will now use my incarnate skill. So unfortunately, I only have 2 recollection field at this moment, meaning I won't get the bonus attack onto this. I think I could have maneuvered around it, but for now we'll just go with it. So we want to queue up some breaks, as well as if we use this debuff, we get to go again, and if we use this assault, we get to go. We get to start pushing out his recollection field. So we'll start working on this. And now I'm going to go back into Xenon and use her enhance again to get another recollection field bar, as well as just to reboost my attack. So I have 3 turns here. I have 3 turns left. I know I need to break him, and I know I need to heal. So I think I will skip that for now. Use a break. Use a heal. And lastly, I will get the extra turn for next time. So I think I have time to do one more incarnate. I will probably use this Yu-Gi-Oh for it, as my other 2 everyone else is still on cooldown and the usual will do more than the Leafa would. So we'll give him this turn. Let it play out. Okay, I now have 0 incarnate, which is a bit of a problem. So from the 0 I have 4 turns. The best way to do this would be use a charge. I don't think I'm gonna make it, unfortunately. So due to me not being able to make it, I am just gonna wallop him as hard as possible with these 4 turns. So to do that, we first want to do this move, which will lower his charge. Followed by, which will lower his physical resistance, followed by the 4 hardest attacks I got. So one over here. Unfortunately, that did not crit. One over here. Actually, I think she will do more. Yeah, I think she'll do more. And lastly, one of these. And nobody crit at the end, which is a bit unfortunate. But I think it was a good run through. 2 million damage. Can't complain. And we get to tick all 3 bars and almost 3 million points, which for first run through is pretty solid, I think. I'm sure there are ways to do more, especially if we can get one more incarnate at the end, but I'm pretty happy with this. So I shall end it there, and just noticing one of the members from my alliance cluster is also in my bracket, so that's nice. And with that, I just want to say thank you for watching, and until next time.